Alright, hey, welcome back. Today I want to try something a little bit different. I want to do one of these, Am I the Asshole posts on Reddit and try to, like, react to them. I feel like that's just an easier way for me to do content, because I don't have to make it up myself. Anyway, I just came across this one post. Let me show it to you guys. It says, am I the asshole for telling my mom she'll never have grandkids because of how she voted? Important info, my parents and I, only child, live in a state with very restrictive reproductive health laws. In the summer of 2023, I, 30 female, or 30F, came off birth control because of some pretty bad side effects. My spouse, 33 male, and I were both ambivalent about kids. We figured if it happened, it happened, and if not, parenthood just wasn't meant for us. Fast forward to the holidays of 2023. While visiting my in-laws out of state, I was rushing the ER for bleeding out internally with what turned out to be a rupture ectopic pregnancy. I underwent surgery where they stopped the bleeding, but I did lose my right fallopian tube. After this, I went back to birth control and had my doc do a full workup before my spouse and I decided next steps. The workup revealed a large, benign tumor, wow, in my remaining tube, as well as a significant uterine fibrosis. Or fibroid, sorry, not fibrosis. I was told that any pregnancy I had would be high risk and carrying to term was not likely, but also not impossible. Given a diagnosis that my state has now caused the need for a legal team input for providing emergency abortions in the case of the mother's health being in jeopardy, I decided to move forward with the removal of my uterus and a remaining tube instead of risking my risk death a second time. The surgery occurred the day after the election, and I'm recovering well physically. Okay, that's good. Still working on my emotional side. My mom, who I really fell down, my mom, who really fell down the MAGA pipeline in the last 2 years, called me a few days ago for a monthly catch up. I had not told her or anyone besides my best friend and spouse about the procedure because I wanted to come to terms with my decision before having to explain it to others. She went off on a long rant about how the new government will be great for families for when she becomes a grandma, and the national abortion ban would save so many lives of unborn babies. I heard that before. I completely lost it and screamed at her that she would never become a grandma, and it's because of how she and those like her voted. I told her I had everything removed so I couldn't become pregnant and actually die this time. I hung up after that and had a breakdown. Just keep scrolling. My dad, who was not MAGA, called me a few days ago to let me know he's sorry that I had to make that decision, that he hoped I healed, but that I couldn't talk to my mom like that and I need to apologize. Personally, I don't want to apologize for what I said. I will apologize for how I said it, but I really don't think that I really don't think I'm that much of an asshole at the end of the day. So am I the asshole? Okay, so I do agree with the fact that, like, yeah, don't apologize for what you said, but you could have said it better. But I understand you were in an emotional state at that point. Um, so I probably would apologize for yelling. I wouldn't apologize for what I said. You'll still stand your ground, but I wouldn't really. I don't think you should apologize for your choice, and especially because your situation is so, like, rare, and it's kind of like a life or death kind of thing. Like, you already got one of your fallopian tubes removed, and then the other one had a tumor, and then they said it would, like, if you were pregnant, the baby would probably die anyway. Like, you wouldn't be able to carry it to term. So it's just like, what's the point at that point? And it could risk killing you. So it's like, what's the point? But yeah, I think you should definitely at least talk to her about it. At least, give her the full detail, like what your situation was and what you had to go through. Um, and at the end of the day, you'll still, disagree, but it won't be as bad. Like, it still, like, gives you some room for forgiveness. And I understand you didn't like the way she voted, so that might be a different term of discussion, because I'm not sure, like, if it was just the abortion policy or was there, like, other policies that you didn't also agree with. So that might open up a bigger discussion and another argument. And if it does, then it does. Like, I don't think you can control other people's reactions. I think you can just control how you react to them. Um, yeah, yeah. This I can understand. Like, you were a little bit of an asshole, but, like, it's understandable. I think it's, like, not out of the realm of forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? All right, this one. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my sister 23F stay with me after she ruined my engagement party? So I 20F got engaged to my boyfriend 24M last month, and this weekend we had a little engagement party at my parents' house. It was supposed to be super chill, just close friends and family, nothing crazy. My sister Emily was there, and for context, she's been going through a rough breakup recently. I get she's upset, but she's been making everything about her lately. Okay. Anyway, during the party, my fiance and I were making toast. As I'm literally in the middle of thanking everyone for coming, Emily interrupts me to announce that she has some news. Everyone stops, looks at her, and she goes, "I'm pregnant." Oh, she's just an attention whore. Okay. Um, the room went dead silent because, first off, she's not dating anyone right now. And second, she said last week she didn't want kids. My mom immediately starts crying happy tears, I think, while I'm standing there like, seriously? After the party, she admitted she made it up because she felt left out. Oh my fucking gosh, it's annoying. And wanted some attention. Well, at least she's honest about it. I was furious and told her she needed to leave because this was my moment and she ruined it. Now she's begging me to stay because she doesn't want to go back to her parents' house. I wonder why. But I told her no. She's calling me heartless. And even my mom says I should be a bigger person because Emily is struggling. But like, how was it my problem she decided to fake a pregnancy at my engagement party? Am I the asshole? No, I don't think you're the asshole. I think you deal with someone who's emotionally stunted, and for some reason she's still in that like little kid stage of like wanting everything to be about her. I think what do they call it usually? I think like single. No, not single. It's called only child syndrome, where you're like the only child, you need attention, and you're not used to being around other people. So it's like if the attention's not 100% on you, then you just you act out and act stupid. But yeah, I think this was dumb. I think this was a pathetic attempt to get attention. And I get it, you feel left out, but like you have to know how to like deal with those emotions. But yeah, you don't do that. You don't just pretend like you're pregnant when you're not pregnant, and then just try to steal her thunder like that. That's just immature, But like then again, how old is this girl? 23. Okay, so you guys are in your early 20s. So okay, yeah, this is the typical shit that we're gonna deal with. But you guys are in your early 20s, so I guess it's like somewhat normal. But it's kind of still a little immature. Like this is like stuff that usually teenagers deal with. But yeah, maybe get better friends. But also, yeah, I don't think you're the ass for not letting her stay because she sounds like a pain in the ass. And that's probably the same reason why she doesn't want to stay at her parents, because her parents probably think she's annoying too. It's usually people like this. It's usually also like their parents just don't like them either. But I mean, I don't really get your mom's perspective when she says, "Oh, you should be the bigger person." We're not related. I don't have to be a bigger person for anything. Like if you're over here just stealing my thunder because you feel left out, if you feel left out, then just say you feel left out, and then I can include you in other things and stuff like that. But if you're just gonna be like basically railroading me and stealing my thunder every 2 seconds because you just feel some type of way or you're struggling, then no, I'm not gonna want you around because you're just gonna sabotage my happiness.